Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Cat and Beats and welcome to another mixing and mastering in the box series. So this is going to be several episodes. This is currently part 1, where we're going to be mixing La Gang, the other side of the sun. Make sure to like him and follow him in the description below. And right now, let's get right into listening to what the before and after sounds like. So before, the song sounded like this. And after. So as you can hear, a lot happened. So it's a really fun time. Now, if you want to mix this track yourself as it was before, you're going to see that in a second. Then please go over to patreon.com/catandbeats, and there you will be able to download the before. I'm even doing a little competition over there to see who can mix the best. Or just join for fun. You can do that too. So go to patreon.com/catandbeats, then you can download this file there. There's also 300 something video of user-based questions. I can go over your music there depending on the tier you get and all that type of goodness. And for now, enjoy the episode where we're going to be starting to mix the drums to get them to sound extra sexy and saucy. All right. Let's get started, shall we? We got this track here, and let's just find where we have most of the instruments playing back so we can kind of have a taste. I think probably let's start with drop 3, and we're going to just try to make drop 3 as good as we can. We got lots of things going on from Hannes over here, which I don't really know why that would be secrets. But let's just get rid of all this stuff, and we're going to just keep it as Ableton 11. So drums, I'm just going to color code this the way I color code it. Massive tip to anybody watching. Always color code, always name everything you have, and turn off any mastering things, because most likely it doesn't really make too much of a difference, especially when you have that many things. All right, boop that away. Boop away the limiter. The gain, I'm going to just turn off. It's amazing that he has the buttons everywhere. Also, a cool thing you can do is just get rid of everything that you don't need and just have the one button you need. It's a bit strange that everything is like this, but okay. Whatever. Color code that. Boom. And let's turn off all this stuff. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to start with getting the drums nice. Okay, so that's the low end. I'm just going to ungroup that. And let's just start with the kick drum. Now, a super simple trick here is to take the kick drum itself, click the tab button, and then you can already set the volume. So right now it says about -8. And that makes me realize that I need to probably turn this up a little bit just so that it will play back nice. Okay, so that's the kick drum. Now, normally I wouldn't say mix the kick drum in one go like this, but I'm just going to do the kick drum by itself. I can play back the song in my head already just from those little hits there. But normally I would say mix the kick drum in while everything else is playing back. But right now with this kick drum, out of experience, I noticed that the low end is a tad excessive. So I'm just going to compress this kick as a total sound. And I'm also seeing sustain stuff, which is annoying. I'm going to fix that later. Hold on. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to delete this. I'm not a sustain type of guy where you know, adjust that. Automate sus. Because I don't think the sustain needs to be the thing that needs to be automated. The thing that needs to be automated if you want to make like bigger impacts is going to be the cutoff filter. So you cut off the low end, and then when the low end comes back in total, when the drop happens, the drop 1 and drop 2 in this case, doing the sustain thing is just not going to help out. So we're going to automate EQ instead. And I'm going to delete this whole automation now because that's just not going to work. So Command Del. And I don't like that this is here. So I kind of want to get rid of all this stuff. Can I just do this? Oh my God, I can not. That sucks. No, it is. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Fuck. I really just want to get rid of all this stuff because it's annoying. There we go. Ungroup. There. Now I'll just do it myself instead and get the kick drum to sound good. So we can use the attack, decay, sustain, and release here. We can also quickly just go back to simpler or sampler. So right click to simpler. And then we can use the decay or release mode. Sustain, that's the problem. Okay, somewhere around there. There's a utility here for no apparent reason. Get rid of that. And then we have an EQ. I'm just going to delete that, and we're going to EQ again. Now, the cool thing about Ableton 11 is that we have everything set up here. So we have EQs, delay, drive, dynamics. And I don't know if you remember, but I did a mixing and mastering thing with just free plugins. So go check that out. That was with Love Will Lead Us Home and then the gliding squares. And then I use the same type of setup, but in Ableton 10. So it's kind of funny that it's almost the same way. So you have the EQ, compressor, limiter, effects, blah, 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 and boutique things. And then here we have almost the same type of setup. So I kind of like that. I'm really happy that they did that. So we're going to just open up an EQ8 versus doing static. Oh, that's the EQ channel, excuse me. EQ8. This is EQ. That's a terrible kick. I'm going to just get rid of a couple of things that suck. I'm going to also put on a vocoder. I'm just going to do it like this for a second. Vocoder to get the top end to pop out. I'll use the 4 band because it has more top end, like that. At least we have some top end. Deep, so before, you can see it. Nothing there. After, there it is. Okay, great. The fundamental of the kick is annoying. This. Actually, it's okay. It's kind of imbalanced. Let's put this to 5%. 3%. 2. About 5. And let's compress this whole thing together. So I'm compressing it so that we get more attack out of it. So remember here, I used the attack, decay, sustain, release, ADSR settings. Compressor basically works the other way around. For some weird reason, Ableton 11 sets up with an RMS mode, but I need peak mode because I needed to, work on a peak instead. I need this internal sidechain turned off. So it's kind of annoying that Ableton does that. I'm gonna, in a bit, save this. I'm gonna already set this to 50. Maybe actually 60 and leave that on 30. This is actually going to be a pretty good setting. I'm going to save this, save as default presets. And now every single time I'll open up the compressor like this. Okay, that's going to be helpful for you as well. I'm going to actually set my knee a little bit higher. Save as default presets. Yes, override it. Okay, so if the knee is high, if the knee is smoother, so now I have a very smooth knee versus a harsh knee, smooth knee. With a slow look ahead time. Let's save that again. There we go. Yes. Then we're going to, with the slow look ahead time, have a smoother sound, and with the knee, it'll be a lot more forgiving, and it'll just sound a lot more transparent. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to this again. Compress. Oh my god, it says how much we're compressing. You know how annoying it used to be that you couldn't do this? So we're compressing like that. Now I'm just gonna go hardcore. See what I'm actually going to put in extra. About that, I think that's what I want to, what's it called? Highlight. Great. Now I'm going to use an EQ again after. Have a little see where I want to do makeup gain. This still pisses me off. So around like that, and let's put a little top in on it. And then I'll do the makeup gain here. So we're doing about 40 dB of gain difference, so we'll add 4. And then if we compare and contrast, so with Command K, hold on, delete. With Command K or Control K, we can compare and contrast just the kick drum by itself before and after processing. So now we have a nicer kick. Now again, as a beginner or an intermediate mixing engineer, I would personally do all this when everything else plays back. But if you're like, if you've produced a song yourself, you already know what the whole song sounds like, so you can do this in itself, by itself. All right. Then we have reverse pre-kick. That's just gonna sound like shit. So I'm going to make the creative decision to just delete that. Sometimes deleting is great. Then we have a low tom. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the exciter and the CLA 3A. We're gonna have to delete all these things anyway. So this tom is a little bit long. I kind of want it to be tighter. So I'm gonna delete the drive, delete whatever toolkit this is. Don't care. Leave that off for a second. Is there automation here? No, I want to ungroup this as well. I don't want to see all this stuff. Utility, there's nothing going on. So there's a lot of, it's a personal thing. I like to clean up. So it's like janitor mixing. Great. Let's get that doom a little bit tighter. Let's check out what else we have. And I'm going to go a little bit further here. Instead of it being like this, doop, on the 1/8 note, let's put it on the 1/16. And then make that extra tight. We can do that again with just using fade outs like this. Tight, tight, tight. And I'm gonna again use a compressor. We can basically use the same setting, really. It should work. Slow attack, fast release should work. And then we can get it to go, instead of boop, we can go ba ba boof, boof, ba boof, 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 ba boof. Harder. Harder. There we go. So now we have harder compression. I'm just gonna do this in solo for a second and turn it up. Harder compression. Let's go a little bit faster, slower release. Okay, I compressed the living bananas out of it. Let's put volume back up. Oh, a little bit less. That should be all right. Actually, I'm gonna just take the EQ and put it behind so that we have more volume going in here. Go to attack with the knee. Try faster. No, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, well, it's kind of meh. So I'm just gonna cut low. and then bump it. Let's try it. There's a fine line there. Having a little think. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of the tonality, that. And let's put a little delay on it just to make it more exciting. Do we have any new delays? Sorry, I'm already going like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Audio effects, delay, pitch modulation. Meh. A hybrid reverb. Actually, what you can do with the convolution reverb is really color the sound. So I'm gonna try to just put it on convolution. Give me a second. This is the second time I'm using it. Blend 100% to hybrid, and then early reflections. We have a backwards Ableton Studios. Should be cool. Very cool. But can I have it weirder? I mean, this is cool and all, but like I want very strange feedback. Oh yeah. No, it's only gonna go up. Pre-delay, none. Okay, cool. Let's try vintage. Vintage doesn't work. Bass mono. I do not care about the bass being in mono. Try a different one. I like that. I'm gonna use another one here with the Ableton backwards. I kind of just want an odd sound. Is there stereo where we can do that? Nah, that's gonna be shit. Let's keep going. Okay, cool. And let's use a delay as well. So it's basically like a guitar oddness to it. Like that, like that. All right, a little bit less on the... Okay, cool. So I'm all right with that. Let's try to see if I would put the compressor before or after. I'm just going to put it over here for a second just to see. I'm just gonna take this, put it here, use 2 compressors. This is only, both of these compressors are only going to be for controlling really the amount of ADSR. Oh, excuse me. Okay, nice and weird. I like that. So we have the drums. And then we have pre-tom. I've messed that up. The pre-tom obviously needs to be moved now because I did a oopsie. So let's move that over there. I don't like this sound. Just gonna delete the pre-tom. Too much weirdness. So it's too small of a difference to make it nice. Normally, like, you can use that concept, that pre-tom or pre-kick or pre-clap, to make this sucking sound into the next sound. I call it Indiana Jones's whip. I've done this. Well, I did it at a tutorial a long time ago where it goes like that. And that was, I think it was for a dubstep track that I did that. But for like a more chilled out vibe, here we have a pretty chill vibe, you know? I know it's a hardcore bass, but for me, this is like not dubstep, it's more like a chilled thing. So a chill vibe. So doing like is just a bit much. And let's just keep it simple. Pre-clap, so maybe the pre-clap will be nice. Anyway, bloody bloody blah bloody 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, kiddo. Yes. Okay, let's continue going. We have the sud clap. I'm just gonna ungroup that as well. And let's go snare drum. And again, delete this and delete that. And just have a really clean thing here. Again, I see all this stuff. I'm not a fan of that, so I'm just going to delete this. Utilities, not doing anything. Not doing anything again. EQ, toolkit, whatever. Just keep it easy. Easy squeezy, call it a snare. All right. I like this. Oh man, I'm already vibing. Yes. Okay, so let's get an EQ. E8. Here's another pro tip. Turn this off. So when I listen to this snare, I'm thinking to myself, oh, a little bit of top end would be so cool, right? So let's try that. And turn down the volume already because it's a bit much. It's like, I can't see what you're doing. It's over here. Sorry. But I'd rather, like, for you as well, like, if you're watching this and you're trying to learn about mixing and mastering, try patreon.com/catandbeats. But if you're trying to learn about mixing and mastering, your ears are going to do everything. Measuring over and over and checking out meters is just going to, like, end up sucking. So I'm going to be using a normal reverb for this and putting it directly onto the track. I don't need the hybrid. The hybrid I see more as a sound design. That reminds me of Janet Jackson. So let's low cut it. Nice reverby. And let's try to already incorporate some type of chorusing effect or some type of stereo effect as well. So audio effect, mod pitch, chorus, ensemble, phaser, flanger. Let's try this. See what we got. We got a vibrato. No, that sucks. Let's try this. I'm going to open up a couple of them because I know that one of them has that stereo sound. Doubler, this one. This is the one. That's really cool. Oh my god, that is... Okay, I'm gonna be using that on a... Okay, it's not doubling like the way I want it to double. So maybe we can do it with a delay instead. Is the delay just a delay still? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, we'll sync it out like this. Beep, boop. There we go. We'll make something called a Haas effect, which not really my favorite, but... Okay, it is moving. Okay, so we have it a little bit apart. Okay, I'll just leave that there. Not really my favorite right now, but putting the EQ after, put that over there. Bit much, eh? I'm gonna automate that in for a second because I think that sound is super dope. So I'm gonna take the LFO of a modulator, and I'm just gonna modulate in that it just comes in because I think it's cool. So we're gonna feedback this. So this goes into the feedback knob. We'll put it in hertz, and let's put it at like 8 bars. So that goes really slowly up, and feedback to around 50. And we need to offset it to 0, and then oh, that's never gonna work. Fuck it, I'll just automate that later when I get around to it. I think it'll be cool. Let's try this out. Okay, pre-clap, that's okay. So this is the clap. I was looking for a wideness thing, and this would be it. It's a little bit too pre-clappy, so I'm gonna click on delay. Yeah, it's cute and everything, but let's get rid of the toolbox. Use a normal EQ, just chill out with it. Now, I really like that like Gyang uses the toolboxes because it forces you to listen. But I'd rather just, you know, use my EQ the way I know it. And you guys see what's going on. I think this sounds nice together. The reverb is too much. But so let's just take the reverb overall, plop it onto the group itself, and this will be snare clap. Enter. It's more of a chill song, so this doesn't have to be too tight. Okay, shakers. Oof, that's a lot of noise in there. We're gonna actually continue. Wow, look at all the stuff. Ooh, exciting. We're gonna continue in a few because I need to change the battery of the camera, and I will see you guys next week. Now, my Patreons, you are already mixing and mastering this track as we speak. So if you're not a Patreon yet and you want to learn mixing and mastering, go over to patreon.com/catandbeats because there you can download this song and many others, and then check out the mixing and mastering series online. You can learn as many things as you want on YouTube via just looking at stuff. But if you actually start mixing yourself, then you get the practice and the mileage, and then you can actually start mixing and mastering a lot better. So follow this little YouTube channel, click on like, subscribe, all those things. Go over to patreon.com/catandbeats, download this project file there. There's also 300 plus videos over there and 100 something patrons that are doing exactly the same thing as you. So we're all in the same boat together, continuing mixing and mastering. And then you become Ultra God and you support me, which would really help out. So please like, subscribe, comment if you have anything to say. Even just saying for the algorithm helps out a lot. And I will see you guys again soon, where we're continuing to slowly but surely mix through this track as we go along. Okay? Hey, much love. Peace out. Take care.